Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Men's League TV update for July 31st, 2024. I got up yesterday again. We're looking at the forecast. I don't have any hair to pull out, but if I did have hair, I'd be pulling it out again. Like 3 Wednesdays in a row. Come on. Good Lord, give me a break. Well, good Lord did give us a break. It didn't rain at the club yesterday. My wife was telling me it poured here for about 10 minutes in Manotick, but not at the course. So we were very fortunate. We got a little spit throughout the day, but we got it all in. And I'll tell you, out of 200 golfers, we had 180 complete. So that's really, really good. Thankfully, the weather held out. Hopefully, it'll hold up next week. Now, it was hot yesterday. A lot of people were, and that humidity is largely as a result of all the water we've had. The ground has still got a lot of water in it, and that heat just evaporates it and creates that humidity. And so that's been a bit of a problem. Well, the big story I got to say yesterday has to be the story of Ryan O'Neill. Ryan is an A skin player. He did very well yesterday. He got a birdie on number 9, and you get a birdie on 9, you expect a skin in A, but you always don't get a skin in A. Well, yesterday the probability of getting a skin is pretty good, and he did. He won a skin. What Ryan didn't know is he won the only skin in A, and that was worth $180. And there was a $155 carryover. So we got that money too. And today, Ryan, you are $335 richer. Congratulations. That's got to be our biggest skin payout in a few years. So that's a good one. It's almost illegal, but the fact that it's our own money, because of the possibility of you being declared pro or something, it is your own money. So we do try to keep it separate from the club. Some other highlights yesterday. Andrew McKay had a low net of 27. Good for him. 4 golfers were tied with a low gross of 34. Chris Byrne, Greg Chambers, Jacob Fleming, and Ryan O'Neill. Good for Jacob. 49 players. It's a good day for scoring yesterday. Like 49 players at 22 or more points. That's really good. 20 or more points. That's really good. We call those the hot shots. If you look at the report that details that and who those players are, it's the box scores report that I put out, and I also posted in the men's locker room. And it's a good report. It takes a while to do that report up, but I think it's worth it. It summarizes the high scores for the day. 21 teams at 40 or more points. That shows you it was a good scoring day. Like when you have 21 teams, 2 teams were perfect. Team Castle, led by John Haramis and Andrew McKay. Team Castle only had 3 players play. Ted McNulty was the other one. Their captain, Patrick Castle, and Gary Chamberlain didn't play. Yet they were going to win $15 because they had a perfect score of 44. Team Pat Fitzgerald's team was on fire. Almost the lowest person on Team Pat Fitzgerald's team was 19 points, but the 2 top were 22 each, and that's Pat Fitzgerald and Terry Van Kessel. Congratulations to them. Justin Jarmuck won this week's fantasy pool with 62 points. Congratulations. Steve Liddell and Glenn Coyle lead the overall race with in fantasy with 665 points. I gotta say that the mid amateurs are kind of dominating the league right now. Yesterday they had 7 players shoot 22 or more, over 22 points. That's 23 points or more. That's pretty good. And their overall leader, Charles LaPointe, has 226 points, which is 8 ahead of the Masters leader, Mike White, and 6 ahead of intermediate leader Aidan Coyle. So the mid amateurs seem to be playing the really, really good golf. So yesterday, your total score would have reflected the wild card week we had last week. Those scores were put in for Let me guess this right, July the 10th. And so a lot of the scores are upended. Team scores, fantasy scores, everything gets upended with when a wildcard score gets put in. And I had to actually go back and adjust a lot of things to make sure that nobody had more than 22 points, because there were it's funny, like you put in the scores for the July the 10th, it could affect a handicap the following week, which could have meant that someone who had got, 22 points got 23 points instead. So I would have had to adjust that. It didn't happen, thankfully, but that sometimes does happen. And that will be, well, I'll get into the other one later. But so the wild cards have been put in. Hopefully I've got them all right. If you played on July 10th and your score was better, I kept it the same. If you didn't play on that date, your score from July the 24th was put in there. And if you played worse, if you did play on July 10th, you played worse, your score got updated as well. So please check those. We might have made a mistake. I think we got it all, but I do make mistakes sometimes. Don't forget that next week we have we're playing for the White Tees, but week 15, but we're going to have ghost pins. So there will be no pins on the green. So that'll be a lot of fun. Who knows? I mean, aiming for the center of the green might be good for our game. I'm hoping it is, because I'd like to get a good score one of these weeks. And we're going back to the green tees on August the 14th, week 16, which will lower a lot of scores and also get people in the right frame of mind, because we're coming up to a couple of crucial weeks. Week 17, we don't play, but the scores from June 26th will be entered again in August 21st. So again, we're looking at a total upheaval of the league. You could be leading the league one week, and then that following week you could be right out, depending on what effect that June 26th score is going to have on August 21st. Of course, we're not playing that week because that's the week of the mid-amateur, but we'll be pulling for Jared Coyle because he's going to be playing that week, and hope he does well. On August 28th, we have the last day for team seeding for the playoffs. So the top 16 teams go in to the A bracket. The next 16 go to the B bracket, and the third group goes into the C bracket. We have 3 brackets of teams, and the following week, then we start the what we call September Madness, because it's a single elimination, and right to the playoffs. Of course, the A leaders, the winner of that, they get their $100 off their men's league fees for the following year. And the playoffs, it's really important to be leading going into that final week, because that's how I break ties. So if you're in the 16th spot and two teams are tied, the team that was ahead the week before gets in. And if they're tied there, the team that one of those 2 teams who was ahead the week before will get in. So it's important that we break the tie that way, and so that's how we do it. It's called reverse retrogression. Okay, I hate to return to this issue. Are my top players in a slump? What's going on here? Like, I mean, they're golfing great. They're good golfers. I mean, this is the group of players that went into the intersectional match at Carleton and absolutely destroyed the opposition. I mean, I don't mean beat them. They did more than beat them. They destroyed them. Like, and yet what I'm seeing here, I'm not seeing that in men's league. Like yesterday, good example. I mean, 34 is a good score. For me, it'd be wonderful at 34. For those guys, they play this to a par 34. Number 5 is a par 4 for them. Their average score, their gunner score, should be under 34 for their best hand. Well, it's not. Nobody's under 34 yet. They're close, 34.2. And I don't always pick on the Coils and the Riddells, but I gotta ask the question. How does Aiden Coyle get a 6 on number 7? How does he do that? Aiden Coyle can get up on number 7 tee, hit a 9-iron, hit another 9-iron, put it 3 feet from the pin and tap in for his birdie, just from virtually every time. This guy has got a different game than us. How does he get a 6? I know how he gets a 6. I wasn't there, Aiden, so I can't prove this. But I'll bet you took your driver and tried to hit it over those trees onto the green because you want to try and get somehow a miraculous eagle somehow on that hole. And it cost you a 6. I don't get it. Like, there's money to be made. Ryan O'Neal got a birdie on 9, okay, won $335. You're throwing away birdies by doing that. You could do this. And he's not the only one. I know there's a lot of guys that are doing that. I can tell by the scores. So, guys, I got to throw down the gauntlet. You got to play better. That Gunner score of 34.2 is leading right now. I'd like to see it at least in 33 range, maybe 33.2, 33.3. That's where I expect it to be. And I need you to play better. It's 35, 36, 34 is not doing it for me. And I know you're better than that. So I'm sorry to pick on you again this week. No hard feelings. I wish I had your game. I really do. But I need you to step up. Okay, well, that's my rant for today. It's the same rant I've had for the last few weeks. Where are my 8 players gone? You guys got to play better. Yeah, I know you will. You're going to respond. Every time I throw down the gauntlet, you seem to come back. I mean, the last time I did it, Jared Coyle went out and got 5 birdies, so on first 5 holes. So I expect that to happen this next week. Gentlemen, until next week, play well.